can birth Nephilims.
And the person that shared this story with the one telling it was she had a handler at different points in her life that was a Nephilim and just absolute torture. But she was part of that. It was a project through the Nazis, the Hitler, some kind of bloodline.
I've seen something about that.
Yeah.
I was a little.
That's where you came in.
I was a little late coming in because I actually may have found out I have DNA from Nephilim if you'd have seen what just happened in the bathroom. Because I was giving birth to a giant.
Whoa! That's Geber.
Do you want to go get in your bathtub now?
Did you float the ark?
I'm surprised.
Like, there was somebody's forearm over there.
Hey, did you know that you missed dub effects?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a bummer. Especially because the next episode was going to be the tub episode.
Oh, no, I don't have a tub now.
Oh,
What?
Oh, the tub episode. I love the tub episode.
You gonna do the shower from here on out? Kitchen sink?
Dub thought that Diggler being in the tub was just one of the funniest things ever. He's like,
well, we were gonna go from the bathtub to toilet top therapy, but I thought, you know what, I'll save these guys that.
Toilet talk therapy. That's lukewarm.
Actually,
no, toilet top therapy.
Yeah, I got you.
Mama Heart.
Top.
Okay, change the subject. Mama Heart got a chance to meet him.
Yes, I did, and love it.
Yeah, so she got a chance to hang out with him for about an hour.
At the middle of the morning, like it was 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning or something
2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. Horrible.
Where?
Well, his time zone.
Oh, okay.
He's in Portugal. But when he realized, and I don't know why he didn't know this earlier, but when we were on taping, he goes, "Oh man, we could have done this later." And I'm just like, "Yeah, really?"
It was like I get up early in the morning anyway, so
I know for you it wasn't quite as big of a deal, and it's like for some stupid reason, I guess I wanted to dress like Wall of Voodoo.
Like who?
Oh my God!
Like who?
Big black cowboy hat with all black. You know, it's like what in the heck, you know? And he's just all casual in a hoodie and his, cap and with his dog, and Mama Hart's in her, I don't know if it was a onesie.
Onesie, I'm sure it's at 3 in the morning. It was a onesie.
Right. I had Tuesday. Okay, so let's. We've got 24 minutes, so that's definitely enough time to get through. Somebody want to tell everybody what it is that they're listening to for the first time since we started?
You are listening to Hook, Line, and Thinker. Go ahead and watch us there or listen to us on
X-Vibe.
X-Vibe Radio.
X-Vibe.
What up?
Okay, so let's see. That was the last one that we saw. So what I want to do, I want to move into the ones for tonight. This is a strange one. I mean, they're all strange, but there again, though, TikTok directors or legit stuff. Okay, can everybody see this screen? Okay, it's dead all white right now.
It is white.
That's all white.
Okay, good.
You're all white.
Hang on. Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Diggler, don't go anywhere. Oh, for Lord's sakes, can we get some volume on this puppy?
That guy sounds like you.
No, he doesn't.
Este hombre echó la red en un lago para pescar peces. Cuando
no kidding.
Fue sorprendido por 2 sirenas. Fijaos cómo van hacia él. Este hombre echó la red en un lago para pescar peces.
Watch the water.
Cuando de repente fue sorprendido por 2 sirenas. Fijaos cómo van hacia él para arrastrarlo a la
There's one, there's two.
Es increíble. Están intentando meterlo ahí para saber qué. Fijaos cómo intenta huir el pobre. Wow.
What are they?
Es impresionante este vídeo.
Mermaids or sirens?
Woo.
Let's watch it one more time. It's really quick.
Guys, all right. Hey, you guys, this is Mama Heart from Hook, Line, and Thinker podcast here on X Vibe Radio. Keep it right here.
Ow! Boom,
One
boom,
of the
boom.
most famous recent footage that the Pentagon released.
Yeah, okay.
Totally thrown off track by little QP here. I think we should watch a video.
What do you
sounds
got?
like what's that?
What do you got?
What do I have? Well, I've got bugs, but that will be discussed later. No, I've got a video. I figure I've got a couple of different ones. Do we want to talk about what Bill Gates has said and can't take back? Or Bigfoot, or Mothman, or we'll call it good with those three topics right there.
Got another one too. Dan's pretty elusive.
What?
What?
Dan's pretty elusive right now, so
So we could do just about anything?
yeah, anything we want.
Well then, I'll tell you what, let's see what Bill has. I'd like to see what he has to say. Now, this is from...
I want to document. I'm now hearing.
What's that?
I want to document. I am now hearing strange noises.
Oh, I checked to see what has happened over Grand Rapids, Michigan recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, not much.
not much going on out there, huh?
No, it's been a little quiet on the skies above Grand Rapids. But there's been activity though.
Yeah, I was actually out in Denver this past weekend.
Oh,
I'm
really?
sure y'all know all of the stuff that goes on with the airport and the stuff out there. So I always whenever I visit, I always ask around and just kind of see what people's reactions were. But yeah, one person I was talking to said that there's been a lot of like activity going on lately around that area. I don't know if it's just been, a little bit clearer skies and people can see stuff or what was going on, but
Right.
yeah, just some pretty typical stuff, some UFO sightings or this, that, and what have you. But yeah, I kind of like to poke at what kind of alien theories come out from people. There's so much that is speculated about what goes on underground out there because it's in the middle of nowhere. The airport is, so it's really just kind of cool to see what people's takes are.
Have you ever walked around the airport out there?
I mean, I've walked around inside the airport and
Like
seen
the different
all the
concourses and
Freemason-
stuff. Well, they've
Yeah.
got like art and stuff like that, I hear.
Yeah, a lot of it is like Freemason style art. Some of it has other undertones, and this, that, what have you. But yeah, it's just like I said, it's kind of interesting to see what people think about, especially people that work in the airport. Like, hey, like, do you ever like think about this kind of stuff? Like, do you ever try to like get into the back door or what?
But I don't know if they're going to let the average baggage handler know too much information right off the bat.
That's
I don't know. I think they should turn the horse into like a ride though, where you can drop a quarter into it and it'll, buck you off or something like that for a couple of minutes. Doug, do you know what we're talking about?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Okay.
My brother lived in Denver for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And I've
okay.
always ride a horse, so
What's that?
I said, and I've always wanted to ride a horse, so yeah, we're on the same page.
Well, there's petting zoos, I think,
I
in
know.
the area. Okay, wow. Yeah, I've not really delved into it that much. I hear that Hillary Clinton has a house underneath the airport,
Phenomenal. Right where she belongs.
underground.
Mole.
I did
Yes,
notice in
fine.
my email, so I finally got it, and I haven't opened it up to see what it says, but I did get a email from Trunk Monkey. So
Okay.
it'd be interesting after the show is over to check that out.
Yes,
You survived it.
I survived it.
Yeah.
It
What'd
was
you think?
awesome.
Actually, we'll get into that in a few. I'm so glad that you're here.
Me too.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm
Did you have fun?
exhausted.
Did you have fun?
I had so much fun.
No doubt.
I had so much
Yeah,
fun.
Robin, you should have been there.
Hey, if I could have, I would have.
I know you would have been there all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Oh,
I got a tour.
I
Doug's
see
with-
Doug next door.
I know
No,
he's
no.
with us. Doug, he what?
I think he's fighting with his video.
Yeah,
He'll be in
keep
and
screwing
out.
you up, but
Anyway, okay, cool.
Coming.
So I suppose I should do the lead in and we'll just get straight into
I
this.
just went out too.
Just so you know, Rick,
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
not
hear
the
them now.
fastest when it comes to like pulling up videos. We all know that. I get totally lost sometimes, but hey, show's still running 3 years
Yeah.
on. Can you believe that? Oh, and word from Dub that actually he might come back for a couple of episodes.
Oh, sweet.
It's like calling back in.
Totally. Okay. Now, what's going to be really cool if I can figure out.
Yeah,
where I've
that's
got all
doing
this
that to
stuff
me.
in. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Can you see that?
You
What?
mean Rick run off?
What?
You mean Rick run off?
Rick Renoff.
because I can hear her, whoever that is. Yeah.
Okay. Can everybody hear and see everything? Okay.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
not you,
yeah.
honey.
Okay.
He's gonna turn his off because I'm using a headset he let me use.
All right. Well, I think I've got gold.
we're-
So
I'll
let's
zoom in right now.
do this. Yeah, I know it's going to be a lot of editing for me, and that's whatever.
Maytown.
Where are we at? Here we go. It did not want to let me on tonight. I don't know what the trip is. Okay, so
For real?
if you guys are ready, we will get going. Oh, and please do say hi to our cameraman for me too, and tell him thank you again very much. Cheetah Mom. Cheetah Mom.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Yeah,
Sorry.
make sure he knows because yeah, he did a great job.
Oh, maybe that was
Excellent camera, actually. Okay, I just had this mother.
So that's
I'm
why I
ready
could hear
for
what
it.
they were saying because I was hooked to your Bluetooth. I need to hook it to my computer now.
Yeah, my local disc is like ready to blow.
Are you and Rick in the same room?
No, but it
Oh.
looks like it though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking to, but I thought he was talking to you.
No, he's many miles away. Okay, can
Oh.
you
There
see
we go.
this? Okay,
Mm-hmm. I totally
yeah,
can.
you can. Okay,
Trying to
here we
do
go.
this
Yeah, I can see it.
All right,
this
so let's start the
podcast
show
thing.
now.
I need to
I don't know what
Bluetooth
it's
these
doing. Come on,
to the computer.
where are we
I'm
at?
having trouble
Good grief.
because I don't have my headset here. It's over in
Well, maybe
something.
not. Maybe this is all we get to see.
That's what I'm doing. And trying to talk to you
My
too.
computer is totally acting up tonight. I don't know what the deal is.
Where's my Bluetooth?
Oh, there we go. Good.
Let's see.
grief.
There we go. Bluetooth on.
Yo, what's going down? This is your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that.
Good, just like fireworks.
There we go.
See him at eye level.
Yes, he's seeing it at eye level. So he's explaining it to be like, I don't know, about 8 to 10 feet tall, and then he was going really like he was going like 50, 60 miles per hour, and this thing was keeping up with him. And then this is a while since I've heard this, but I think he did some evasive maneuvers and stuff, and he hit the thing. And then there was like these big gnarly scratches on the truck, you know, and then he had to leave, and then he went and he left because I guess he pulled over and looked at his truck and like checked things out, and then okay, I'm kind of getting some stuff mixed up. All I know is that his truck was damaged, and then he was approached by men in black, I guess you could say, or like, you know, afterwards, and because he was going around running his mouth about it, and they wanted him to shut it up, and then they also mentioned that he was supposed to be its lunch, like he was a target for that thing, like they stuck.
Talking about the truck driver?
Yeah.
And that's what the
Truck
man
driver?
boss told him?
Hold on, I gotta turn this fan off. I can't hear.
Are you talking about the truck driver that shot it in the head?
Is that how it ended? He shot it in the head? Or that might be another one.
It was running beside his truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, he put two in his head, shot it right to the eye socket. Dropped it down over the bank. He was doing about 20 miles an hour when he did it too. But he said it was running beside him, looking down into his window, and it's a semi.
Maybe it was a different incident.
Wow.
It could be.
I'd have to look, but he did accelerate, right, and try to lose it, and it kept up with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be the same one then.
Well, no, this truck driver, the one I'm talking about, the truck driver was only doing like 20 up a hill, but he had gotten the EBGBs fixing a line on his truck, got back in it, headed out, and that's when he noticed it in the passenger
passenger seat.
Passenger window. He looked over and here's his head looking down into the window, running beside him.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do.
I'd probably poo-poo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's that? Go for it.
Oh, I said I would probably do the same.
If I had a sidearm on me, I'd do what this guy did. This guy pulled out a 357 from he had it on his side when he finally realized, and it was so close. He said it was only like 2 feet away. I mean, there's a window right there, just shot it right through the head twice, right in the eye socket.
I think because, I mean, not saying that Sasquatch is like Harry Henderson, kind of cute and cuddly. I mean, obviously, some of the stories about people that have close encounters talk about, how hideous it can be. But I think there's something about Dogman, though, when our mind realizes that what it's looking at or what it's trying to make out is the closest thing to a werewolf. That crosses so many different lines and all that, because werewolves are things of mythology, of folklore.
Yeah.
They don't really exist.
And they're scary.
They say that they're two different entities also. That the Dogman is not a werewolf, and a werewolf is not a Dogman. But they both exist, is what they say.
Right. Okay. So then, what is Dogman? Is it an experiment?
Okay. Well, let's start. Here's what I've heard. Let's start this way. Werewolf is something that is not continuously that creature. It shapeshifts into that creature. It has no tail. And it's usually, I guess, from what they say, much more aggressive and much stronger and capable than Dogman. And Dogman is pretty damn capable. The Dogman has a tail, has the legs like a dog, the back, they bend the wrong way. They supposedly show difficulty in slow movement, like walking, like they're walking off, how it's discomfort, uncomfortable for them. They can run just fine. And they are a Dogman creature like they are all the time. So that's the differences.
So werewolf obviously being somebody that transforms into one, or something that shapeshifts into one.
Yeah, supposedly like a demonic spell or curse, something like that.
Right. But Dogman being more along the lines then of either an interdimensional being or an experiment.
Yeah, or something I got a story I'm gonna have to deliver someday when we got time. And I make sure I got everything right on it. Huh?
I said we've got time.
Oh, what? Well, I mean, I want to go over the story and make sure I've got all the facts right too.
Okay.
Delivered to me properly. But it's basically, in a nutshell, a girl whose father had passed away had worked in a lab that was down by the Ocean Shores area of Washington State here. And I guess that's where they, supposedly she found this note. The CIA or whoever it was came in and cleaned out his house, everything. Took everything that had anything to do with record keeping or computer work or stuff like that after he passed away. And that was like protocol. And she, knowing her father, was looking around the house and she found a note to her which described exactly what was going on with the Dogman, where it came from, how it evolved, and what they were doing with it. So I guess we are interacting with it.
Wow.
There's more. It was in the bottom of a curtain.
right.
The note where the weight is on
And
a curtain,
what I
like a living
looked
room
up was,
curtain.
okay, Jesse, the guy that owned the
That's where the
hostel,
note was, inside
it was
that
very
little
much under the
pocket there.
table. It wasn't legal at
And she
all.
found it.
He had applied for a business license in 2016 that allowed him to have 3 upstairs apartments.
Okay.
But when it burned down in November of this last year, there were 30 people displaced.
Wow.
9 pets died. And there's been a whole lot of like janky. It was under investigation already for not only operating without a license, but it was so not to code. It wasn't even funny. It was run with extension cords through the basement. A lot of the pathways were blocked off. None of the fire extinguishers were current. I mean, they knew they were trying to shut them down already. And then up it went. And I gotta wonder, if you're under that much scrutiny and you can't get out of it, you know he had insurance, right? And I guess my daughter said this man is the slumlord of all slumlords. So I kind of wonder now if it was insurance.
Could be. It's so hard to say that, and that's usually the first thing that people think of when, especially when it's something along those lines. I mean, you know, gosh, thinking back as far as I can, I know so many businesses that came down under fire, and you wonder if it wasn't an insurance thing. So,
except for the Evergreen Ballroom.
And see, that one goes through my mind because that was my night to play.
Right, and then it had no insurance, and it got torched.
Well, that's still such a sad story because of the fact that
so much history,
total loss.
I got a story for that place.
Really?
I was bouncing out there. My brother was running the DJ center, and he was sick that night, didn't come in, so a guy stood in for him. Well, my brother was giving me a ride to work there since he worked there. So
brother worked at the ballroom?
Huh?
Your brother worked at the ballroom?
He spun. He spun. He DJ'd the music for a short while, a couple months. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
And I was working the door there. I was bouncing there. And the thing is, I told him when I knew he wasn't going to go, I said, "Look, dude, you can't be late. Be there at 2:00 because I'll be walking out about 2:15." I said, "Be there because you don't leave a guy who's your lounge cop by himself with the doors locked and people meandering off because of you never know what happened inside."
Right.
And he was late as usual, about probably 45 minutes late. Well, about 2:30, I'm sitting on the front steps of this place, and not the hair on the back of my neck, but I just felt like I was being looked at, and there's a little store that was right to the right. If you're sitting on the steps walking out, there's a store to the right.
Right.
I had just come back from using the phone booth to call him again because this was pre cell phones.
Right.
And I sit down on the steps and I get that feeling and I'm like, what the hell? So I just turn around and I look and they have the glass doors and then the glass, right?
Right.
And I look and here is a woman standing there inside, right up, almost up to the glass. All I can see is her shadow because there's no lights on in there. And the lights from the store, weren't shining in there. And I look at that and I'm like, what in the hell? I thought it was Bonnie, who managed it. And I thought it was her. And I'm like, Bonnie? And I thought to myself, that is not Bonnie's. I could have stood up there, walked away. And I told her about it later. And she goes, yeah. She named her. I don't remember what she named. She says, people see her all the time.
Really?
Crazy.
Never heard anything about I don't ever remember getting a weird vibe when I was out there though either.
You never got a hold of any bad stuff then?
What's that?
I said you never got a hold of any of the bad stuff then.
Well, no, I did, but that
there's a lot of history gone when that place
What year
went.
was that?
God dang, it must have been.
The building came down in 2000.
I got back from Florida. It was about 2004, 5, 6.
It couldn't have been. It burned down in 2000.
Or okay, then it was before I went to Florida. Because I didn't get back from Florida until 2003. So
So
It did burn 2000?
burned in June of
It had to go
July
up
of
to
2000.
Yeah, you're right. It was when Dave was still around. My buddy, it was probably about 98, 99 at the latest.
Wow. Okay. Wild.
When
Wow.
did the Mongolian grill close down?
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, when did they stop being the Mongolian grill?
I don't remember, and that was another one of my clubs.
I worked there too.
Get out.
And the
We're gonna have to
crippler.
have a conversation off of here because that's a trip. I didn't know we worked the same venues.
What were you doing? Were you DJing?
Yeah. Yeah, I had Retro Mongo for quite a while. Wow.
Mango.
Dwayne,
Some of the best Mongolian food in town.
Yum. Sounds good.
the way they did it, it was, oh my God, it was good.
Lord. Anyway, okay, well, we're not getting anything accomplished other than getting hungry.
It's fun to listen.
I felt like we did.
Yeah, but Digger's about ready to fall out here, though.
You know
So,
what? I have to be at the polling place at 4 a.m. So.
okay, yeah. Well, this is a great sacrifice on your part, then.
Oh,
Polling place, which
That's so
one?
sweet. Thank you for your service.
What?
What?
nature. So
I said that's so sweet. Thank you for your service.
Oh.
Bismuth,
one
yes,
that,
yes,
one
yes.
that Pepto-Bismol
We work
is made
every
out of.
election.
That is pure
Yes,
right angle.
bismuth.
Who's
Yeah, there
that?
are a few.
It's not
My
common.
wife and I.
Yeah.
Okay.
salted,
I don't see a lot of
When
floating
I'm not in
sheets
the
of
back.
ice that are perfectly square.
Right. I'd actually argue with you on
no,
that
you
one,
just
Mom.
said it doesn't come in nature. So as rock hunters, I see right angles all the time in nature with salt and minerals and stuff. So there could
And
be-
Robin, now that you brought that up, I have to concede a little bit because I didn't think about that, and you're absolutely correct. There are a lot more
my
angles than I
kids
thought
say all
about.
the time. My kids tell me, all,
Well,
Mom, you're always right. Just kidding.
and
But yeah,
nature
Robin-
is unpredictable in its predictability. Like there are going to be those anomalies within nature. So yes, could that sheet of ice in Antarctica be an anomaly, or should we look closer at it? How often does this need to happen before we look closer at it? And honestly, in my opinion, maybe not the Antarctica one. However, you get deeper and deeper and you look at all the pyramids, the right angles, the triangles throughout the entire planet, and it gets a little weird because it's not just right angles.
Oh, Kara has a train right next to her house, by the way.
Oh, sorry, can you hear it?
I thought it was what's it Toots, the train, the little engine train that could. I thought that was him.
It's okay. It comes along just when my mom needs to stop talking. No, I'm just kidding. I love you so much, Mom.
You
said
don't
it.
sound just right.
Cut that out. Cut that out. She's gonna kick my ass.
I can still do it too.
Okay, so
Might be
let's see.
410, but she could
where we
wrestle me.
Robin, what's your take on Antarctica?
Oh, so we just were looking at it during the break. And I have to say, I was watching when you were the video with the man
Admiral.
talking.
Right.
It felt like, just to be honest, it felt like BS. We're going to do this for all humankind. So I don't believe, I know that there's a lot going on up there that is still super stealth. And when I saw the iceberg thing, I kept going, is that a building? Like it felt like a building roof floating. That's what it kind of felt like to me.
Mile wide too.
The mile wide is quite
Wow.
a large
That's an
chain.
interesting take.
I don't think we could ever even begin to chip away at the tip of this iceberg, so to speak.
Right.
It's such a long, there's
Right.
so much still that's unknown about it. And a lot of the information that comes out of it becomes like second and third hand information. And so it can either be
Grapevine.
right. So
And
it's-
one other thing, what we see is only 10% of the iceberg. The rest is under the water.
oh yeah.
Yes.
And more than just a couple of miles.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's where Atlantis was. Just
Totally. There's
That's
there's
what-
been speculation of that.
there
That's
there
what
is
people-
some
I have opinions. Oh no.
There's even speculation that it's like around Florida. I mean, but I mean,
the Bermuda, right outside of the Bermuda Triangle.
right? There's a great
Or
channel.
that weird island
Old
shape
World
in the middle of the
Florida.
Sahara Desert.
Sorry, what?
Wait a second. I'm sorry, what?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, Bob. she's laughing because her and I will go back on theological or scientific things.
Wait,
to
no,
an extent. We irritate people with it. In the middle of the Sahara Desert lies this ginormous area that looks by shape from Google Maps like an eye. Now, yes, it's very possible that this is a mining operation, but it hasn't been claimed by the closest country, which I believe is Morocco, who tends to be very open with America in general. In fact, Morocco, I don't know, fun fact, Morocco was the first country outside of the United States of America to identify America as an individual country when we were going through that. So us and Morocco have a very close relationship.
Of all places.
This is this weird thing out in the middle of the Sahara that does not make sense with the wind patterns. There should be more sand in it. It's this eye shape. It matches other maps on Atlantis, as there were maps that involved Atlantis back in the, I believe, 15 or 1400s.
Okay.
And it matches. And it's in the middle of the Sahara. Now, if you follow geology and the changing of the tides or the changing of geology, it makes sense that this was once a very water-filled city that had structure and is now lying in a desert area, barren. And I want to explore it so bad. So bad.
Wow.
Gretchen's sister
It's
lives
weird.
in
And it's closer to those older maps on where Atlantis was than our Antarctica. And I will give you the fact that that is a good hypothesis, and I've thought about it myself. Atlantis, Antarctica, it's underwater. It might be frozen now, but it's underwater. But this
far
is
down.
closer to where the map said it was. And it's a little weird. And nobody's claiming, which is suspicious.
I know that you're onto something here, because like they've found massive evidence of sea life, in the Sahara Desert. So
I'm gonna send a screenshot.
Also in
really quick. Let me find
go
it.
to Ohio, like the Midwest, and there's Gretchen's massive fossil beds and seashells like in riverbanks and stuff. So pretty wild.
High up in Mount Everest, there are fossils. They find fossil records.
Mount Rainier too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wild, yeah.
Morocco.
How does that happen? Well,
That's the,
well,
that's
do you
the
remember?
geological time frames.
Well,
Right.
do you remember the world was covered? If you believe some of the stories, the world was covered with water.
well, yes. And so
There was a flood.
that would explain it. Some got
And
frozen.
if you have tectonic plates, what do? They crash, they make mountains, right? And all that stuff that was at the bottom of the sea then goes up to the top of the mountain.
I think everyone that I've seen that I
Well, the
think might
mountains
be
are the remains of
possibly
the,
real.
of the giants.
It has a nose, and that guy's got no nose. It's like a fastback face.
But look at but
Okay, but there have been these
Go for it.
there have been these man apes seen as well that I don't believe are Sasquatch. That looks like more of one of those to me than a Dogman or a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
It looks like a cryptid, and it does not look like a mask. It does not look like a costume.
I don't
to
think it's a
me.
mask at all.
It looks mad.
I saw the eyebrows. It looks.
Yep.
Or at least
We don't know when this was, and this was California.
Yeah.
It's at least 3 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old. I've seen it.
But what
So
are
if this wasn't an ape or a chimp,
Well, note to self, it was the California border, Northern California. They do smoke a lot of really heavy skunk. So I'm just,
well,
I'm
they
just
grow a
saying
lot of really heavy stuff.
I'm just saying everything in perspective, just throwing it out.
I got you.
They're all stoned and tripping.
What was
Except
that?
I
Disney?
don't think the cameras get high.
I said they're all stoned and they're all tripping.
That's right. Stormy, what did you say?
Well, I said I don't think the cameras get high, but
No, I
I think that thing could definitely be a cryptid. Maybe we're just trying to put a name on it that we don't have yet.
What was that?
I've seen some weird stuff.
The
and
white.
it was not necessarily.
But
The
the
white
white,
hair.
was that like a
Those
color,
like the
like
gums,
a spot?
gums and teeth, I think.
Okay, all right.
That's what it looked like
that
to me.
was
Gums, teeth, tongue.
Okay, because
It's
that
a
didn't-
black and white. So
right. Gotcha. It didn't
Something
move
about
at
now
all.
that this is kind of to touch on what Oz said though. If you look up our face takes on kind of a different appearance than it would if you were looking at it straight on. Now, that's not to say that your nose disappears, but at the same time, though, it's a different angle and it's a different perspective. And so I think it's legitimate.
Plus it's two-dimensional for us because we're just seeing it on a screen, you know?
Right.
Very true.
Well, I don't want
But
to.
if I mean, okay, I don't believe I'm doing this.
What?
Going to show us an
Well,
example.
hey, where'd your nose go, Stormy?
How much different do I look?
Okay, well, hang on. Let me see.
I don't know, but I can almost see down your shirt. Careful.
I know my face. There's nothing to see down.
What the fuck ever?
See, this is why I'm gonna be.
But it's a different angle, though, and it does.
That cryptid's got a great
And
rack.
it does. Shut your face.
Oh my gosh! So general consensus, legitimate.
I say it's fake. I'm gonna go fake. It's the mouth. The mouth is just too white. It's got too much of a moon shape. Too perfect.
This is like the first time we've ever come to like 4 different conclusions. That's
I know,
which is good.
I know,
which
I
is
love
good,
it.
which is very
Yeah.
good.
Hey, it's America, so you know.
Not for long. Not for long.
And I'm the oldest,
And I'm
so I get
usually
to be
real
right.
quick to say fake, 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 fake.
Well,
This one I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help with that kind of eerie music in the background either.
Right. I know, right?
Right, because then I automatically go, you know, of course it's
If you were playing the entertainer in the background.
right.
If I'm going to post something that I think is legitimate and I saw it with my own 2 eyes, I'm not going to put in the background.
Okay. Now this one is interesting, and I don't have dates on this one, but this is a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll talk about it after we see this.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that one. Looks a lot like Harry.
Whoa.
He's pissed off.
Yeah. Oh, sniff.
That's the second bravest man on the planet right there standing in front of him.
Or stupidest.
Yeah.
Fine line.
Oh, Moses. Oh, weird.
You can, I can start breaking this down right now. I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow. This is convincing.
They've got the vocal.
Oh, but those vocals didn't match up.
I mean, because it sounds like he's really, really loud. See how you can hear the cage, but when he's going, and that's his gut. Yeah, he was just yelling there, so they've changed the soundtrack.
Jeez.
Okay. Let's hear some opinions on that one.
Saw that a while back, and I never said. I mean, it's very, very, very good effects. If somebody's faked that, it's very good. I have to give them daps. But I don't know. I never came to a conclusion on it. It looks about as real as I would expect it to be. I mean, it's about exactly what I would expect real to be.
Right. Now, this is my only take on it. If this is legitimate, if that thing didn't actually, if it died, it would be in captivity. But if that thing, if this is legitimate, where is it?
Right. Well, I believe in them, and I believe that the government has captured them. I believe that there has been interaction many times. We don't know nothing about it because they're dicks and they don't tell us.
So you think there's actually maybe some in captivity?
I don't know that that's the case. I mean, would the government really? I mean, because they've dealt with them. They keep it under wraps. The things are coming out, but they're coming out at the pace that they want it to come out at. Now, would they let these guys post that on the internet and with full belief that nobody will ever really take it seriously? Would they? Because if it was real, somebody's going to be able to point that out in an unquestionable manner sooner or later.
Somebody went to I think somebody went to a lot of effort on that one. If that's not real,
it seems like it was part of something. I don't know if I don't know. I can't remember. I have a good memory. It's just really short, and I can't remember.
Dizzy.